As I take up the reins of the new Northeast American Diocese as its second metropolitan, I'm not confused about numbers. Macarius Siriveni was the metropolitan of the American Diocese, and the second, Barnabas Siriveni, was the first metropolitan of the Northeast American Diocese. So it is not that I forgot Macarius Siriveni. I remember and acknowledge the role of His Grace Macarius of blessed memory, who was the first metropolitan of the American Diocese, whose efforts to establish a diocese here in this continent is specially remembered. His Grace Matthews Mar Barnabas, whose tireless efforts brought astronomical growth to this diocese, and he established the diocese on a strong foundation, created infrastructure, established spiritual organizations, and above all, he established, or he made my task more difficult by establishing a very high standard for the ministry. Now, and I had the rare privilege to be with His Grace Barnabas for 9 years as his assistant metropolitan. One of our young deacons recently pointed out, you are how Barnabas Siriveni is. He wouldn't hesitate to say whatever comes to his mind whenever it happens. So this deacon commented, Siriveni, you are the only one who escaped that ever. You all know how much that means and how much he loves me. How much effort he had to take control himself not to scold me, and I had created enough occasions. As I succeed him as the metropolitan, I see the need to take the lead the diocese to its new phase. I see the future of the Malankara Orthodox Church not in its Indian ethnicity, but being a genuine church here established with its faith on focus on Jesus Christ. As I stand here to respond to the kind word spoken about me, reminding me of the seriousness of the responsibility that was just given to me, I understand that I am not capable to take up this burden, but the one who called me will enable me to take up any and every challenge this office brings to me. As I stand here in front of you, beginning a new spiritual journey in my personal life, I have to remember so many people who helped me, grounded me in my faith, and escorted me, holding my hand this far. First of all, Thomama Dionysius of Narnan Diocese of Blessed Memory, who made me an acolyte and brought me into the service of the altar at the age of 9. His Grace Kyriakos Markouros of Blessed Memory, who ordained me throughout every steps of priesthood till my priesthood in 1990. And Basilius Paulos II of Blessed Memory of Muatura, who tonsured me as a Ramba. And His Holiness ZACHARIAH, the Patriarch of Antioch, who made me a metropolitan at the age of 32, with whom I had to part ways in my search for the unity of the Malankara Church. And I have to acknowledge my teachers and fellow students and UTC, including Kiran, who made me carry a piano stool, helping me to realize that theological education is not merely through books, but occasionally you have to carry the burden in reality. But that helped me in carrying a lot of books. Different Metropolitan of the Malankara Church had helped me in my formation. The present Vijay Baba, Didimos First, His Holiness Didimos First, with whom I have a fond and affectionate relationship from the age of 6. He, through his visits to our plantation house every year for a week, Basilius Matthew II, who helped me to discern my role in my quest for the unity of the Malankara Church. And now His Holiness Basilius Paulos II, who appointed me here as the Metropolitan of the Northeast American Diocese, showing his trust in me. And now, as I come to the close of my response, I have the additional role of saying word of thanks. As we were deliberating how to reduce the time of the meeting, I wanted to cut short the procession, but the people overruled me. So I suggested I will cancel my response. There also they overruled me. So then I said we will take the vote of thanks away, and I just want to express my sincere thanks to all those who came here. His Holiness, in spite of his busy schedule, managed to find a time to fly here and go back the next day. We desired His Holiness to be with us for a longer time, and as we all know, His Holiness's responsibilities back home requires his immediate leaving us with a promise that he will come back. My fellow members of the Holy Episcopal Synod and His Eminence from the Armenian Church, my personal friend and the ecumenical friend Bishop Iti, my friend senior who used to write me in the seminary, and on condition, I already told him before I asked him to speak that you are not allowed to speak everything you know about me. So anyway, he kept his word. And Binoy Vishwam is a close personal friend of mine. As we all know, we stand on different extremes of the faith factor, but that doesn't mean that the personal friendship cannot thrive. So when he is a avowed atheist and I am an ardent believer in God, we cherish each other's friendship, and I am thankful that he spent 2 days out of 3 days in New York. He is spending with us. So thank you.